A family business and a fixture in the seafood industry here on the eastern shore of Maryland. That would be the right way to describe our next stop on our Kent Narrows tour. Harris Crab House opened the doors of its restaurant 4 decades ago, and the operation actually started long before that.
Yeah, today it's a special spot where folks eat fresh and flavorful seafood, and here's what's really cool. All you have to do is take a couple steps outside the restaurant and you can see the dock to table process.
Collected in the Chesapeake, brought in by boat, processed precisely, and prepared to perfection. Harris Crab House in Kent Narrows is serious about serving the freshest seafood on the Eastern Shore and has been since its inception in 1981.
So we have many different local watermen. We try to supply everything from local watermen and bring in as much as we can. Our dock, we're the original farm-to-table or dock-to-table restaurant.
Bill Ortell here is the president. His grandfather started the family business in 1947. Originally, they bought product from local oystermen or crabbers and sold it around the area, and then expanded to the rest of the United States and Canada. That still operates today as Harris Seafood Company. Jason Ruth is the owner.
I started here when I was a kid, 13 years old, worked here all my life. I was presented the opportunity to continue on the Harris family legacy, so I just kind of picked up where they left off and run it in the same manner that they have.
Harris Seafood Company is now the last remaining year-round processing plant in the state of Maryland.
To give you a little history, is like there was 26 oyster processing plants just here on the Kent Narrows, okay? 500 in Maryland at one time. So for them to have the success to be the only ones left when all the others fell to the side, I think I needed to take their business model and just run with it. So, you know, everything's exactly the same equipment, some of the same people. We just kind of ran it to this day the way they always, because it worked.
That's a feat he doesn't take for granted.
Yeah, I'm tickled with it, and that's helps us keep employees if we have work for them every day. So.
And it keeps folks fed here in the restaurant. The experienced hands of executive chef Luis Espejo are a huge part of that. He starts with the seafood and then makes magic.
Today we did the oyster sampler, which is crab imperial oysters. We have casino oysters, and we have 3 cheese and bacon oysters. That was the appetizer. And then another one was the tuna avocado tower, which is mango and cucumber salsa, seaweed salad, and avocado. The main courses was chicken Chesapeake with hollandaise sauce on top, some local farm vegetables, and then we did rockfish imperial. And then we also have a crab case, traditional crab case, a Maryland crab case. We're using our jumbo crab meat.
And don't forget the po' boy sandwich. Chef Luis is a big fan of all things fresh.
The best part of making with fresh, because the flavor is still on it. It's not reserved for a couple of days, anything like that, when you lose the flavor on it. But it's better when you have a fresh seafood. And
That's everything to us. We try to do the same thing with our produce. We have local farms that deliver tomatoes, lettuce, all that type of stuff. The big story here is there's a lot of families that grew up off of the water, and we want to tell that story, and we want to keep that going.
What are your favorite seafood items here?
Without a doubt, stuffed oysters is my favorite. Oysters on the half, a little bit of crab imperial, and they're broiled to perfection. I could eat it for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
All right, it is taste testing time. First, I'm going to try the oyster casino. Looks amazing. That's got a nice flavor to it. Got a little crunch to it. That's delicious and so cool that we saw this come right from farm to table. Oyster imperial time now. We'll give this guy a go. Don't know if I can get this all in one bite, but we will, all right, here we go. That's probably a better idea. Crab meat gives it a great touch. I love enjoying this right on the water too. And all right, here's the deal. The po' boy sandwich with the soft shell crab. Never had a soft shell crab before. So I'm kind of excited. It's a big sandwich, but I'm ready for it. That is delicious. Whatever sauce is on here, I'm so here for.
Truly an operation that feeds the body, soul, and mind.
Some of the lore of coming here to the Kent Narrows is that you get to learn a lot about the history, and then to add to that element is that you have Harris Crab House right there, where they're an old packing house, an old shucking house, and then in turns you can walk right next door and see exactly how your food is made, so to speak, and it gives you the whole, as you say, farm to table experience, where you can see the boats unload, you can see the oysters being processed, and you don't get any fresher than that.
Harris Crab House is now on its 5th generation. Bill is 3rd generation and has seen a lot of changes in the industry, but the commitment has stayed the same.
A lot of hard work. So this area, the Kent Narrows area, has a lot of farmers and a lot of watermen, and everybody has a story to tell. They worked on the water, had a family, that family moved on to something, and it's just keeping the tradition going. It's a lot of changes going on here in the Kent Narrows area, but we're going to stay where we are. We're going to give you the best food that you possibly can. We work hard to do it. You'll see the familiar faces here. All of our servers, most of them have been here a long time, and same with the workers here. So we want to let them raise their family by serving good food and enjoying the company.
Tradition and tastes they'll continue to share for a long time.
And Bill adds that they just started shipping some of their restaurant products nationally. So Jimmy, folks in any state can go online and order items like crab cakes or stuffed oysters, have them delivered next day.
The next day.
Imagine being in California and just firing up some Harris Crab House food.
And fresh and delicious.
Exactly.
Of course.